welcome to my overview of the first nation expansion pack of Wargame Red Dragon. First nation that has been added is the Netherlands, which I find pretty cool. So let's see what you got. Actually, you got two options, two new nation options. These are the Netherlands and the Dutch German Corps, but we'll focus on the Netherlands because the only thing that's different is Germans are added. You get some less availability, and we won't select the bonus. So okay, let's see what we got here. For command, we just have our regular command. We got some wheeled armored vehicle command. Got some infantry command with various transport vehicles. We also got a helicopter command. We got an armored command. We got a tank command. Let's see, we got for supply vehicles, we have a helicopter supply vehicle. Although, actually, in the real game, this is for some odd reason a command vehicle. At this point, I suppose they will fix that pretty soon, but yeah, you can use this vehicle. Basically doesn't give you any supplies. It's a command vehicle for 25 points, so that's some kind of bug, but I think they will fix it in the coming few days, maybe hours. So yeah, but anyway, you got this helicopter command vehicle. Wait, this helicopter. This helicopter supply vehicle, and then we also got Puma. We know this from the French units. We have AMX VTT supply vehicle and just a supply truck. And we got a regular FOB, of course. So for the command vehicle, I would recommend this IP because it's fast and it has armor. So when it gets RD, it can actually get away pretty easily. And maybe some command infantry as well. Yeah, you can put them in any vehicle that you like. I know a lot of you like to put them in choppers, so we actually have a pretty good chopper here in the Linux, as you can see. And I wouldn't really go for the armored units, but that's just me. Let's get a supply chopper, supply truck. Actually, let's first get a supply truck only. Let's get a FOB because you can skip the FOB, but the Netherlands has some pretty epic RT units. We'll get to that in a second. So I would recommend getting an FOB because you need supplies for the RT unit. And let's look at the infantry. They have napalm infantry. And so they have napalm infantry, and yeah, I don't really like using napalm infantry, but I guess if you like them, you could use them. Some pretty bad infantry. Maybe you could use these for tone holding, but I wouldn't recommend putting them in a regular deck. Maybe if you have like a more specific deck with where you can spend more points on infantry, you could use those for tone holding, but I wouldn't use them because you only got a few slots. So let's get to the elite infantry. And so we have the the regular Corps Mariner, and you also have the Corps Mariner 95. So the difference being here is the regular Corps Mariner has a battle rifle and the 95 has a carbine, as you can see, and also the machine gun differs and the AT weapon. So I would recommend using the regular Corps Mariner for I would recommend using both of them, because regular Corps Mariner obviously is better at longer range engagements, and the Corps Mariner 95 is a lot better at close range engagements. So I'll just put both of them in. I personally like to put them on elite status already. This might some of you might say that's a bad choice, but I like to put them on elite because I never get to use all 7 of them in a match. But that's just the kind of matches I play. I play quite low point matches, so if you're more of a high point matches, you might just put them on veteran status, but because you will need more of them. So we got some useless infantry here. Let's not use them. So we got some Stinger infantry here. Yeah, let's just put those in, because the Lance has actually pretty bad AA, so that's a thing which you will see is getting used to you against you. So here we have our Panzer infantry. We also got the old version, but yeah, the rate of fire of the FAL is just too awful to use the old version, so just use the 95 version. And they come with this APC. You can actually get more availability out of the APC version. That's new. Here, look, you get 10 on veteran when they're in the APC, and you get only 7 when they're in the regular transport sport. Oh, you get 12 of these. Okay, so that's odd. This might be a bug as well. But anyway, let's put them in this APC, since you get 10 of them. So that's pretty good. And this APC, it's not too bad for 15 points. For 15 points and a 25mm cannon, it's pretty good actually, because it's only 15 points and it's pretty awful cannon, but it's a 25mm, so it will suppress the enemy pretty well while your infantry is getting into the town. So now we got this interesting unit. We've never had a unit like this in Wargame before. So this is not just a regular ATGM against tanks unit. This ATGM will also fire against infantry, because here it has 2 HE power. So it is kind of like the Eric's, but then Eric's with like longer range. So you will definitely get this one, because it's a really useful unit to hold towns with. Now let's continue to the support, and let's actually start this off with the epic RT unit I was talking about. So this is the Lance. It is pretty famous in the game already because it's just so goddamn overpowered. It's a tactical missile, as you can see, and it has 20 HE power, and it's like a B5, but without the risk of losing the plane. That's how you need to see this. So when you're fighting the Netherlands deck, make sure to be aware of, to watch the skies and see if you see any large missiles flying through the skies. Yeah, just be aware of that. And So let's put this in on trained, because we totally want the ability to get 2 of these. So let's move on to air defense. We got this awesome Hawk unit that isn't radar guided. We've seen this in the Scandinavian deck as well. I will be putting this on hardened, because it only has 3 missiles and because of it only has 50% accuracy. I really want to make sure it hits. So a 50% accuracy is not a lot for a 75 point unit. You only can get 1 of these though, so that's not gonna be enough for air defense. I don't really like using the regular Hawks because they're just so flimsy. Just bad overall units in my opinion. I mean, this one only makes it in because it isn't. It's just a very solid unit and it isn't radar guided, so that's why I like using this one. So for our other air defense, we only have the Cheetah. We got a cheaper version and a more expensive version. It doesn't have a stabilizer like its German counterpart, but it does have a little bit better accuracy. So let's put 2 of these in actually, because we don't really have a lot of other air defense units to choose from. So for the artillery, you got these useless units. Please don't use these, they're just horrible. Got these mortars. This one actually looks interesting because it's like a 60mm mortar that shoots crazy fast. So that seems really interesting to me. But yeah, you might want to use mortars. I'm not a big fan of mortars, so I'm just gonna skip that. You also got these howitzers, which are pretty solid, I guess, if you like using artillery. And yeah. Let's move on to tanks, and we all immediately see this really interesting unit. This is an AMX 13105. It's basically a 3090 but with a 105mm cannon. It has a really good accuracy actually for its price point, and this epic rate of fire of the 3090. 13 rounds per minute with 3 HE power. This thing racks up infantry like it's nothing. It's just, if you get this thing against infantry, it's just a massacre. It will totally destroy any infantry squad if you get 2 or 3 or 4 of these together. Or if you're like assaulting a town, you will definitely need this. I will be putting them on hardened because you still get 19 and you get the hardened bonus, and trained you only get 24, so that's not a whole big availability difference there. We get the Centurion, which is useless in my eyes. This cheap Leopard, also useless. This one you might want to use it, but I'm not going to use it. So we got the Leopard 2A1. I think this is a pretty solid tank. I will definitely put this one in. We also got the Leopard 2A4. Also, again, really solid tank. Really good. I'll put this in on hardened as well, by the way, because yeah, I only play like low points. If you want to play more high points matches, you want to put this on trained, but if you're more of a low point trainer player, put it on hardened, because you're really not going to use all 4 of these. Maybe you're gonna use all 4 of these, but that's really late game and it shouldn't really matter at that point. Or you've just been spamming and that's just bad anyway. So they also got the Leopard 2A5, which is exactly the same as the German counterpart, and it's a really good tank. I didn't saw this coming for the Netherlands, which is such a small country actually. I mean, it's I mean, they have just really good tanks. That's just surprising in my opinion. I mean, they also got this unit, which is so epic, and then they got Leopard 2 series. Oh, a little bit lag there. Let's move on to Recon. So when you open Recon, you will immediately see this AMX 13105 again. So let's compare it to the tank version. So tank version, the biggest difference in my opinion is the range. Tank version has 2100 range, and the Recon version only has 1925. So that's, in my opinion, enough to make this an invalid tank. But maybe for inventory support, this you might be okay with using the Recon version, but I definitely won't. But they do have this awesome Leopard 1 tank, and in this case you pay 10 more points for the Recon Leopard 1, and as you can see they are exactly the same, except for their optics. The optics of the Recon Leopard are very good, so that's just really good. And for 65 points, and you also get the tank, it's 10 more points than the regular tank, with very good optics and medium stealth. That's more than worth the 10 points. So definitely put at least one unit of these in. I'm just gonna put 2 of them in and hardened out. I would just completely replace my Leopard ones, because yeah, because of the weaken and stealth capabilities of this one. And they only cost 10 points more, and it's totally worth it. So you got this Recon chopper, just a Recon chopper, nothing special. I don't like using it, but if you like, you could totally put it in. We got some elite infantry here with this epic SMG, and this is where they fire. Jesus Christ, that's just devastating, I think. Yeah, we definitely need this one. I'm just gonna put them on veteran because I use a little bit too much of these, I guess, usually. They come in a Linux as well. It's a pretty good chopper. Really fast, 200 kilometers per hour. So you also got this Jeep here, which might be interesting for a few people, but I wouldn't use it because it's fucking 45 points, and for the same price you get the fucking elite infantry. It's even cheaper if you use this fucking truck. So don't use this one, it's just too expensive. Got some other vehicles here. This one looks really interesting though. It looks so odd. But anyway, let's this one looks cool as well, this gun, but we won't use that. We will be using this one though, because we need at least one exceptional Recon. So we'll put that in, and that's it for Recon. Let's move on to vehicle. Vehicle, you don't really got a lot of choice. You only have 8 gems here and a recoilless rifle. We'll only be looking at the TOW2 vehicles here. So I think I'm just gonna put in this Jeep because it brings 6 missiles. That's actually more than most Jeeps, I thought. I don't remember, but I thought they only brought 4, or they used to bring only 4 missiles, but 6 is pretty okay, I guess. I mean, 4 really is too few, but 6 could just make it. And I mean, it's small, and yeah, I think this This Lardo Tow 2 should be fine. Compared to this one, it has no armor, so be aware of artillery. And I mean, they're both a one shot for about every tank, so that doesn't really matter. And this one is cheaper and you get more of these. Look at the availability. That's pretty significant actually. So let's move on to helicopters. These two are useless, but you also got the Apaches. So let's start with this escort Apache. I find it to be very useful because it's a fucking Apache for 65 points. That's like nothing really. And it got the strength of an Apache, it got the 30mm of Apache. It doesn't have any ATGMs, so for 65 points it's a really solid helicopter. And I would definitely recommend using it, or at least trying it out. You also got the Hellfire Apache. I'm not a big fan of ATGMs helicopters, but if you are, this is definitely a good option for you. So let's go to air. So we're immediately greeted by this useless aircraft. Yeah, pretty pointless. Maybe if you like do an early year version, but fuck out. I don't really see the point of this because you only have infrared missiles. This one is pretty good, I think. It is the just the regular RAM. It's just the regular 160 NATO aircraft anti-aircraft fighter, which we've seen so many of. So it's just a good plane. You get 2 on hard end, which is pretty good actually. So this is the bomber they have. It's a pretty good bomber, I think. It is it's mad ECM, but it has 4 500kg bombs, so that's pretty average, I would say. What? So let's put these in. And then you also got this cluster bomber. I've used it and it couldn't even destroy a 75 point tank, so do not use this cluster bomber. It's horrible. It only got 8 AP power. It won't destroy any tank. No, just don't use that. Instead you should use this this MLU, which is actually, this is just a straight copy of the MLU, I remember. The Danish, I thought, had this thing as well, or Norwegian. Some Scandinavian deck as well could use this exactly this plane with the Maverick and the Aram. It's a really good all-round unit for destroying tanks and destroying enemy airplane as well. So definitely put this in. I'm gonna put it on elite because I don't want to buy 2 of these because they're 160 point. That's quite a lot. I've actually seen someone use this quite effectively. It's only 50 points and it has these rockets, so it's pretty good. Yeah, if you like cheap planes, you should take a look at this. We got some napalm bombers as well, and another orbital cluster unit, even worse than the F-16 one. Yeah, just don't use this cluster unit. And yeah, if you need napalm, we also got that covered for you. So I think that's about it for this review. Actually, we got some points left. Let's see where we can spend them. Let's first go to tanks. Let's spend them on an extra Leopard 2A4. And let's see what else can we get. Can get another supply unit. Supply chopper would be nice. and maybe another recon unit. Could put a recon chopper in, I guess. Let's see what else we can get another plane. We should get another jet actually. Although I don't know which one. We only have 3. That's not a lot of slots for me usually. Usually I have more than 3 slots filled with planes. Like I said, this one is shit, so I really don't want to put this in because I know it's shit because I've used it and it's actually they don't really have a lot of good planes. I mean, the planes they have are really good. I mean, these planes are all really good, but the rest of them are pretty shitty, I guess. Yeah. I'm just gonna put in this helicopter then, I think. And let's see what can we still get. We could get another Lancer. Oh, that's a pretty great idea, I think. Yes, the Lancer spam is real, boys. No, really, I've had quite a few people call me Lancer spammer just because I had 2 Lancers. I only had 2, and now I could even get 4. Jesus Christ! I think this is actually a really good and solid deck. So yeah, I hope you find this video informative. Let me know in the comments what you thought and what I could do better next time, because I'm totally planning on doing more of these videos. And yeah, see you next time maybe. I will put this link in the description for those who want to use this deck, and yeah, just forgot to tell you that.